Do you know what a gold bug is? Watch till the end of this video and I'll tell you exactly what a gold bug is. We got some crazy numbers this morning on jobs creation for the month of June. What does that mean for the price of silver and gold, and by default, the precious metal mining stocks? I'm going to tell you all about that in this video. Plus, something happened overnight. No, not the unfortunate assassination of Prime Minister Abe in Japan. Something else happened that I think spells trouble for geopolitical relations as we move into the coming months and years. I got all that for you and more in this video. Let's get started right now. Joe Biden's economic miracle, his prowess at managing the economy, continues as 370,000 jobs were created during the month of June. Expectations were only 270,000. This will give the Federal Reserve cover for raising rates even further at their July meeting. But what lies under the hood when we look at these numbers? I'll be the skeptic. I'll be the bad guy. I'm going to tell you about some things that I'm a little suspicious of when it comes to the employment numbers. But first, I just wanted to say thank you for joining me here in the basement. Your time is important. You're important, and I appreciate you being here. Please give my video a thumbs up, subscribe, or turn on the little bell notification so you get alerted every time I put out a new video. Now, let's dig into these employment numbers. I've got 3 or 4 things I want to talk about from a skeptic's perspective. Number one, these were June numbers. Okay, so they are backward-looking numbers. Number two, there was a lot of residual demand for employees in the economy. There were a lot of openings, so even though the economy may be turning down, there were still a lot of openings and still a lot of companies that probably had been trying to fill jobs for a year or 6 months. They're like, just fill them, just fill them, just fill them. I mean, I just heard this morning that Twitter, the company Twitter, laid off like a third of their the people that recruit for open jobs, they laid off a third of those. So things are definitely slowing down. That's a lot of residual demand, kind of like the same thing that happened in the housing market or is happening in the housing market right now. Maybe even like toilet paper when there was a big toilet paper shortage, right? Like once there was enough toilet paper, still people were buying it like crazy. That's kind of what's going on right now with companies hiring people like crazy. Final point on these jobs numbers. Can we believe them anyway? There has been exhaustive research over the years. There's people who make a full-time living off of proving how skewed these numbers are that we get from our government. You know, they don't count people who gave up after a certain period of time. The labor participation rate, I haven't studied it lately, but the percentage of people that are actually working in the United States has steadily declined. So they can say, oh, we've got 3.whatever% unemployment and we've got blah, blah. But if you really dig under the cover, you can be very suspicious of these numbers. And to me, it is not an indication that the economy is strong. What I see are indications that things are slowing everywhere I look. Eventually that will be good for gold and silver. 2 more quick things, then I'm going to tell you about the gold bugs. Number one, I want to pull up this chart for you really quickly. It's the gold to Dow ratio compared to the inflation ratio. I saw this last night. I found it very interesting, optimistic. If you look back at the 70s and 80s when gold really took off and you look at this chart, you can see where the inflation rate started to go up first. And then there was a lag, about as long of a lag as we have right now, before gold skyrocketed. And in major geopolitical news, overnight, the Russian foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, stormed out of a meeting of the G20 over his frustration with the treatment of Russia. Guys, That's the Russian foreign minister storming out of a meeting with other foreign ministers. The situation in the world, the friction, the splintering, the new world order, the new world financial system seems to be moving quicker and quicker and quicker. Him storming out of that meeting is not a good sign for international relations. And finally, let's talk about gold bug. I had no idea. Some people have called me a gold bug. I don't really have any physical gold. I'm in the gold mining stock, so nonetheless, I always thought they were talking about an actual bug. Do you know what gold bug stands for? It stands for Basket of Unhedged Gold Stocks. So I guess really I am a gold bug since I hold more of these stocks. I believe that had to do something with the HUI, the HUI index, which is an index of the gold producers. Hey, thank you for joining me today here in the basement. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I will look forward to seeing you, yes, you, soon.